United States, there is a concern that the government will target you as you target them. And in cases like Mark Emery, the more people know about you, then the more likely that you are to be targeted. So Loretta is one of those brave souls who's gone and used the political system for us. Now, another awesome way to help use forms of media to influence and educate people is documentaries. This one here by Canadian Ron Mann won several different awards, I believe, after it came out. I think it was like 93 or something like that. I got it here. Not 93, sorry, 2003. So it's getting a little bit outdated. Nevertheless, it is becoming easier and easier to produce various types of movies using stuff that's existing online or new footage. And in fact, this year in January, I haven't set the date yet, but we're going to have our first ever film festival here on campus. We're going to have a full evening, about 3 hours with a smoke break, and probably in the David Lamb Auditorium. And the following year, we plan on having contests or awards given out to various categories, and then we'll continue every year afterwards with that. And so we're excited to have our inaugural film festival this year, and look forward to it growing. But we really see in many ways video as being a more powerful and accessible tool, even more so than writing in a lot of ways. Although the written word is still very powerful, the information that can be given visually through film is often much more than one can absorb in print. And so more and more as the internet helps us become closer around the world, I think video will be a primary tool for educating people. And there's endless opportunity out there as well. Like we not only have chances to come up with our own stuff out there, but when it comes to making a mockery at times of the real world, there's endless opportunities for us as cannabis, as the cannabis culture, as so often happens today when different things are mashed together in this, as you might think, multicultural world. And so it's really, I think, an exciting time to be in some ways an activist, because there's so much media that is being produced and stuff coming out that it's really hard to just keep up with all the good stuff that's happening, and you just kind of have to even pick out which movies you're going to watch and videos and what you're going to read, because fortunately for us, we're developing our own media, which has been partly out of a frustration using the real media, but also because we're developing our own culture here. And oh yeah, I forgot to show it, and that in a lot of different ways, musically as well. I got Willie Nelson's Countryman CD here, and it shows how in many ways people like Willie Nelson even are able to go from one form of media and entertainment to High Times and others to educate people. But there's also many other things coming out there, like these kind of new ventures into different forms of media. I have a comic book here from Vancouver Island, Hemp Island, which is a lot of fun to read. He's actually got a second edition out now. I didn't put them both up here. But in things like, and I think I got Harry Todd had the first magazine that Dana put out as well. Yeah, it's something that the technology that's available today is allowing many of us to create our own media and be our own producers and publishers, which is really critical when it comes to this battle, because as I've often said, this issue that we're involved with is simply about information and education. I shouldn't say simply, there's many economic and other issues involved, but I'm convinced that if the proper sort of, you know, accurate information comes out. And I'm not saying I have it all. I'm still learning myself about what is true or not true. But I firmly believe on the issue of cannabis that when the truth comes out, that it will become legalized. And like it or not, the media is the way to communicate with the public. Fortunately, the internet's allowed for a whole other you know, vehicle of which to communicate. And again, we can create our own media instead of relying upon the media that has both created these laws and allowed for misconceptions about everything from medical use to recreational use to continue to exist, because you know they don't ever really do you know, full, good, in-depth stories on this issue, or for the most part any other. But on this one in particular, they have no incentive to do that. So we're being forced to rely upon ourselves to learn and educate each other. And so that to me is something that in many ways is a lot different from most other movements from what I've seen. I don't think the you know, sort of like the term, but the movement towards gay marriage and, you know, allowing that to be accepted in society, they didn't have to go this route and create their own media as much. They did to a point, but certainly that seems to be the direction that we're going. And in some ways it's not that hard to do, partly because the media more than ever is keenly interested in cannabis. Oh, that is the end of my slideshow. Oh, shit. There it is. And they're constantly reporting on all sorts of things that are happening, you know, court cases and stuff. And so I think because we have these opportunities now to create our own media, and if we establish good rapport with various reporters and you know, media sources, we can continue to sort of shed the light on this plant and the laws that continue to suppress it. And I guess after all this, if you're not really sure that I know what I'm talking about here, you can listen to CBC Radio in 15 minutes. I'm sure you guys will be busy in 15 minutes, but anybody online, if you catch CBC Radio on the island at 4:15, there's going to be a brief show. They were interviewing me and others on the court case from Monday at the Buyers Club today. I won't be able to listen to it myself because I'm going to be at 4:20, so I need somebody online to record it so we can post it later on. So you guys got 15 minutes warning there. Thanks everybody for coming out. Again, next week we're going to show some videos actually, and we'll take it from there. So thanks everybody for coming out. Have a great day.